There are a ton of mysteries in Miraculous Ladybug. We have secret identities, love octagons, ancient magical artifacts, shadowy organizations, time travel, early series retcons, multiple universes, and the ultimate cosmic power.
Meow.
It's a lot to keep track of, so today we wanted to go over the various loose threads we still have in the story and recap who exactly knows what within this utterly ridiculous children's show.
Yep, definitely a children's show. And maybe we'll be able to tie these threads back together, because the mysteries are definitely connected. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what lies at the heart of this new story arc and our theory of who is really behind it all. Spoiler alert, it's not who you think.
Hi, I'm Trick.
And I'm not.
And this is Trick Nut, where we discuss so far mostly just theories about Miraculous Ladybug, but soon we'll be adding more content. Back to the subject at hand.
Let's start with who knows whose secret identity.
First of all, Bunnix doesn't count. Literally everybody knows her secret identity, and she's privy to everyone's secrets because she can see anywhere in the timeline. But she's also shown that she can keep those secrets, because messing with the timeline too much is always a bad thing. Adult Bunnix and Granny Bunnix have surely browbeaten that into her by now.
And Marinette as Bunnybug definitely proved it when she used a bowl of pudding to destroy the whole entire world. Hey, who needs a mega cataclysm when you've got the butterfly effect? So unless you want to know what time it'll be last week, we'll just leave Alex be for now.
Same thing goes for Master Fu. Obviously, at one point he knew the identities of many of the Miraculous holders, including both Ladybug and Cat Noir. But since he's lost his memory and is off living his best life painting pictures with his girlfriend, he doesn't count.
But let's look at the rest of the Miraculars. Kagami is completely outed. In her original appearance as Ryuko, she doesn't even bother to hide her identity at all, and Ladybug tells her that she'll never be able to give her a Miraculous again because her identity was compromised. But then for some totally normal reason that was definitely the right call, jealousy, Marinette gave her the Miraculous again in Heart Hunter. Felix is in a similar situation. He started his first outing as Argos by openly transforming in front of an entire party. So I guess it's possible that he was only outed to those charming and certainly discreet and respectful people at said party. But it's pretty much everybody who matters, so it might as well be a totally known secret.
So far, we've only seen that Mark and Nathaniel have shared their secret identities with each other, but I wonder how long it'll be before Rose and Julika or Ivan and Milan tell each other. Although it looks like, at least for now, Ivan and Milan aren't sharing their identities, according to what we see in the Noe episode. Noah? There's no way it's pronounced Noe.
Alia apparently sees right through Carapace's quantum masking instantly in the episode Anansi. Which, did they just not invent quantum masking by then? The only other person who sees through it is Uncanny Valley, because the magical fields don't work on machines. Is that proof that Alia is a robot? Why don't security cameras see through them then? What about Markov? Does he know everyone's identities? But it doesn't matter because Ladybug gives Nino and Alia their respective Miraculouses together like 2 episodes later. And while Alia is capable of hiding Marinette's secret, she blabs right to Nino about being Rena furtive later and is arguably the sole reason they lose in Risk. Thanks, Alia.
Anyways, we also know Gabriel and Natalie found out Nino, Alia, Max, Kim, Kagami, and Luca in Miracle Queen. Chloe was akumatized, so she must have forgotten, thank God. But we see Hawkmoth specifically target these characters in Optigami. It would be reasonable to assume they also shared that information with Tomoe as well. Also, Adrian should have seen Nino fanning Chloe and put 2 and 2 together, but he didn't. He's completely blindsided in Rocketeer when Nino confesses his and Alia's secret identities. Nice going, Mr. Leader of the Resistance. Just give away yours and someone else's secret because you're sad your girlfriend once hugged a guy wearing a skin-tight leather suit in the middle of the night on a balcony.
Adrian was also there when Luca was first given the snake in Desperata, and he saw Luca detransform in Ephemeral. But I would also assume that most everyone knows Luca. Like, when he leaves Paris, it's not exactly subtle. Did no one think, gee, I wonder why Viperion hasn't been around lately? And isn't it funny that he disappeared at the same time as that Luca kid, the up-and-coming rock star and spawn of famous musician Jagged Stone? Huh. I swear, no one in the show pays attention to anything, do they?
Now, obviously Marinette knows all the Miraculous secret identities, minus Cat Noir. She is the one who gave them all their Miraculouses after all. But based on the opening of Revelator, Cat Noir should know them too. I feel like this show's going to brush that aside, but Cat Noir stands next to Ladybug facing into the cubicles that all the other Miraculars are repeatedly detransforming in when they train. However, it's not explicitly stated, so right now we're just going with a maybe, probably, almost definitely.
Alia as Rena Furtive probably also knows a good deal of the identities, since she was watching Ladybug retrieve various Miraculouses from other holders, but it's unclear which ones she actually knows by Season 6.
But enough about the side characters. Let's talk about the big ones. Who knows that Marinette is a ladybug? Well, Luca found out in Wishmaker, and the moment in Migration when he tells her that he knows is one of the best scenes in the whole show. Like, she's just flabbergasted that he could possibly have known, even though she once tried to use his second chance abilities for that exact purpose.
Another peak moment is when Marinette finally confesses to Alia and Gang of Secrets. But then even those two can't keep it under wraps forever, because Kagami overhears them talking about it in Perfection. Also, she apparently isn't even shaken by it at all. Like, Luca was scared about exposing their identities a full season's worth of time after he found out. Kagami is literally akumatized like 5 minutes after she finds out in Perfection, and then she's akumatized again just 4 episodes later. Anyways, she also apparently has zero qualms about telling Felix once they start dating, because by representation, they both know and do their weird interpretive puppet dance show for Marinette.
The Celestial Guardian Suhan also knows, but only after Marinette is named the new Guardian by Master Fu. Suhan has that weird compass hidden in his staff that leads him to the Miracle Box, which is how he was able to figure it out. So we suppose we can let this one slide, since at least it wasn't Marinette's fault, and she couldn't exactly prevent it either.
But then Monarch finds out during his final battle with Bug Noir, but he floats off into the ether without getting a chance to tell anyone. But Natalie learns the truth in the aftermath of the battle. Lila finds out in the London special, but Chronobug fixes it all, so that doesn't count either.
So let's tally that up. The potentially world ending secret that Marinette Dupen Chang is Ladybug is known by 6 people? 10 if you count Uncanny, Suhan, Forgetful Fu, and Dead Gabe. And of those people, 2 of them are sentibeings who could be easily controlled if anybody got a hold of their amoked objects, and one is literally part of a shadowy global cabal. That's not a great look, Ladybug. Normal girl with a normal life, my foot. You have a secret, my foot. It's not a secret when it's known to a baseball team's worth of people.
Well, now I'm scared. How many people know Cat Noir's secret identity? That could also potentially end the world. Wait, what? It's just Luca? I mean, Alex and Uncanny to be fair, but Luca is the only player actively involved who actually knows. Every other time his identity has been revealed, it's been retconned by time travel. Well, that's not so bad. At least someone on the show knows how to keep a secret.
Okay, this has been a lot, and I don't blame you if you haven't been able to keep up. I barely could. But like everything else in Miraculous, the more complicated it is, the more interesting it is to theorize about. So moving on, time to examine the villains.
Let's start with the minor villains, meaning Chloe. She is a child, after all, even though she somehow became the mayor of Paris. Everyone knew she was Queen Bee. The bee motif is still a large part of her image, which is too bad. I really thought they were going to rebrand her as the internationally renowned banana themed hero. But we'll just have to see if anything else comes from her.
But what about that big looming secret that's eating up Marinette now? Who knows that Gabriel was Hawkmoth, Shadowmoth, and Monarch? Well, aside from Marinette, Felix knows. He dealt with him in order to secure the peacock for himself. And if he didn't tell Kagami, then Marinette did during the London special. The members of the kingdom know, although that might just be whoever is part of that specific high council or whatever, and Natalie as the shadow, whatever that means. Lila knew, although apparently she was in cahoots with Tomoe longer than we thought, so it's unclear if she was told this information or found it out herself.
But Tomoe is also part of the kingdom. We've seen that she knows that Lila now holds the butterfly. Does that mean that the kingdom is aware of Chrysalis's identity just like it knew Monarch's? We'll come back to that in a little bit. But so far it seems like the only one in the entire world who knows Lila's identity as Chrysalis is just Tomoe.
For now, let's move on to a few other big secrets that are or could be exploited one way or another. There's the who loves who thing, but right now everyone is mostly paired with the person they love, unless Sublime throws a wrench in things.
Say it ain't so.
But there's also Luca. We get that flashback in Mr. Agrest where he uses the snake to confess that he still has feelings for Marinette, but he undoes it. But later in the episode, when Marinette had her breakdown in Mr. Agrest and confessed everything to him after borrowing the snake, he told her that he loved her. She reset time for him the way he did to her earlier, but she heard him and he meant it. That will come back. You can't drop a bomb like that without following through with it. And they openly say that this new girl is just pretending to be his girlfriend. Huh, Mr. I Hate Lies is lying to everyone. How interesting.
Then there's the question of who knows that Adrian, Kagami, and Felix are centibeings. Obviously, Gabriel and Emily and Colt Fathom knew, but they're dead. It's unclear if Amelie knows, but since she and Felix seem really close and she knows that he's got the peacock now, I'm going to say yeah, she knows. Marinette knows, duh, but so does Tomoe, and what's worse, Lila knows too. What's scary is they also know what Felix and Kagami's amok objects are, and how they can be used to control them.
But you know who very conspicuously doesn't know? Adrian. Adrian has zero clue. Nobody will tell him, and he certainly isn't anywhere close to figuring it out. They made that blatantly clear in Yaxi Goes In.
He was flippant with Felix and Kagami's rings, and didn't even understand when Felix was angry. Adrian doesn't even know that he himself is a centibeing, or he wouldn't have so willingly handed over his amucked object to Lord Graham de Vanilli in Werepapas. Adrian has no idea just how vulnerable he really is, and the show writers really seem comfortable keeping him that way.
On the flip side, Kagami is mostly able to keep Tomoe in check because she and Ladybug know that Tomoe was a co-conspirator of Monarch's. They're holding that secret over Tomoe's head, but it puts everyone in a catch-22. The other co-conspirator was Natalie. She was willing to publicly confess, but Marinette swore her to silence. We're already seeing Marinette be forced to hold back from telling Adrian the truth because there are too many secrets all tied up in it. The writers really have built up a powder keg of secrets that will change everything if any of it comes out.
Which brings us to the big, overwhelming mystery in the show right now.
What Sublime's role in everything is?
No, the other one.
What Aglaé is doing?
No, we already did a video on her, the big one.
What Luca's fake girlfriend is up to?
No, the one that the writers are actually giving us information on.
Oh, the kingdom.
Exactly. Let's go over what we absolutely know 100%, what we can reasonably suspect, and what is pure conjecture.
We know the kingdom is basically the miraculous version of the Illuminati. They're powerful figures in a shadowy secret organization bent on something they call the Perfect World Initiative. While it's unclear exactly what that entails, we do know it revolves around getting Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses, like everything else in this show.
We know for sure that Gabriel was the diamond, which is the king of luxury, and that they all knew about his villainy as Hawkmoth/Monarch. We know that there has been a new diamond appointed to replace him. We know Tomoe is the machine, and Natalie used to be Diamond Gabe's shadow and is now Tomoe's shadow. We know someone Natalie refers to as Father is the wheat symbol on the council, and we know the kingdom is deeply invested in controlling public opinion and inserting their own agenda.
We also know Gabe planned on betraying them fairly early on, at least back in season 2, right before Tomoe and Kagami moved back to Paris, according to the flashback in Yaxi Goes In. Tomoe had more reservations about betraying them, but seemed swayed by Gabe's promises that they could do their own version of the perfect world agenda thing.
And that's all we know for sure. As for what we are comfortable theorizing on, it seems painfully obvious that Noe is the new diamond/king of luxury. I mean, his last name is Luxus. Audrey called him her little diamond. His TV station conglomerate, whatever, was shaped like a crown. And he's apparently Audrey's son? Like, how? Is he her biological son? Adopted? Is he a sentimonster too? Does the kingdom just have its underlings refer to their superiors as mother and father? Is this a creepy eugenicsy secret society trying to use their children as pawns?
Probably. I mean, look at Gabriel's creeptastic diamond ball from season 5, and his bizarre mask from season 4, and all the rich, powerful people who were there. Something is fishy.
This also makes it clear that Audrey Bourgeois is somehow connected to the kingdom. Everyone remembers how weird and out of character it was when in Feast she was shown reacting to the reemergence of the temple in Tibet. Why would they show her reaction? Why does it matter if she's just a vapid, self-absorbed fashion guru?
The obvious answer is she isn't just a vapid, self absorbed fashion guru. Either she's being manipulated as a pawn, or she puts on that front to avoid suspicion. We are even told that she is the one who discovered Gabriel and helped turn him into the fashion emperor he became. And now her maybe son is taking his place directly and wanting to buy out the company from Gabe's actual son? Fish E.
But that isn't what initially inspired this video. No, Audrey is interesting and so is this plot twist, but the real core of it, the real big bad we think they're building up to, isn't Audrey. And it isn't even Lila/Chrysalis.
It's Chloe.
Just kidding. It's actually Tomoe Tsurugi. Think about it. Tomoe knows almost everything. Other than Bunnix, she seems to be the character who possesses the most intact information about the most secrets. She knows all of Gabe's secrets. She knows about Natalie's involvement in his crimes. She knows about Lila being the new butterfly holder. She knows about all the Centikids and how to control them. She knows the identity of several of the Miraculars, and she knows about the kingdom, and she doesn't seem to be shy about betraying them for her own benefit. She did it once with Gabe. She seems like she's doing the same with Lila.
She's lying to Kagami about being reformed, lying to the public about not being involved, possibly lying about being blind. And she's Sublime's athletic sponsor. She's got her fingers in just about every cookie jar there is, and what's more, we think we know her goal.
Think back to multiplication, when Tomoe gets test-akumatized into Ikari Gozen using the prototype alliance ring. Her reasoning for being upset and akumatized is that Paris is too old and decrepit and needs to be updated. She wants to use her tech to make everything more modern. She wants to change the world.
The most important things in her life seem to be her tech company and her legacy, Kagami. She wants to use them both to reshape the world into what she thinks it should be. She has her own microcosm of a perfect world agenda, same as the kingdom, but we don't think she's interested in sharing. When she was working with Gabe in season 5 to try to AI their way into a successful Adrigami ship, Gabriel was bloviating about them being the perfect match, the perfect couple to be the perfect leaders of a new and perfect world.
But then he went and used the wish to also choose this guy's dead wife, and Tomoe was left with nothing. So she goes back to what she was doing before. She works with the kingdom. She falls back on her alliance with Lila. Ostensibly, given the first flashback from Yaxi Gozen where Monarch shuts her out and betrays her, Tomoe contacts Lila. They might have been working together since before Gabriel ever even met Lila. Lila calls her mother. Was that mocking condescension or a term of endearment? Was Lila really Tomoe's backup this whole time?
Regardless, Tomoe isn't the kind of person to just give up so easily. She's gone too far and invested too much, and she seems to be perfectly positioned in the shadows, ready to work with Lila, the kingdom, or on her own to achieve her version of a perfect world. It really seems like she might be pulling more strings than we think.
Remember, the last episode of season 6 is supposed to be called Nemesis. Everyone is speculating that it's referring to Lila, or Marinette's eventual akumatization, or Adrian's potential villain arc, but we think it's referring to Tomoe as the real puppet master of this season.
And before anyone starts screeching in the comments about the Supreme, we didn't really get much more information from the Tokyo special. I mean, we got a glimpse of him looking like the Eye of Sauron, and he's almost certainly the same Supreme from the Paris special, but he doesn't seem to be an immediate threat or even the focus of this season. It seems more like the writers are gearing towards a more universal threat that will feature in future seasons. But for season 6, and maybe even season 7, Tomoe makes for the perfect ringleader behind everything going on in Paris.
Of course, this is just a theory and is absolutely subject to change as more episodes and specials come out, but for right now, we're happy with it.
What do you guys think? Please let us know in the comments. We really want to know everyone's thoughts and ideas and theories. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can keep on solving these mysteries together. Until next time.